I would now like to introduce one of Omar's dearest friends and a person who was just so wonderfully helpful to us every step of the way, Miss Gail Beal.
Thank you. I called him David, and I did that because I wanted to make it clear to him and others that he was more than just that old piano man, which would be how he would, if he called you, that's what he would say. He was a friend, he was an artist, he had a wicked sense of humor, and he was always in intractable pain. Now I want to say something about his rescuers, Jack and Nancy Canson. You are both heroes. For finding Omar and bringing him back to Marshall, for saving his life, quite literally, because I know that he was a sick old man living in squalid quarters in Sacramento, drinking too much and hooked on drugs. For making the complicated and difficult arrangements that it took to make him an artist in residence in his hometown. For providing him a chance to recover his greatness, find a new and appreciative audience, which included my grandchildren, and lots of East Texans whose previous knowledge of Boogie Woogie began and ended with the Boogie Woogie Bugle Man from Company B. For giving Marshall's center stage a real, historic person to represent Marshall. For putting up with a grumpy old man in Omar, in David. Critics who didn't support your efforts, and people who got so busy with their own lives that they forgot that he performed every Thursday. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Next, we're going to hear another of Omar's wonderful songs called In This House. Mike Mitchell will be the vocalist.
Before we get started, I'd just like to say that Omar was my friend. I didn't know him that long, but he really was my friend. I was probably harder on him than any of you were. Some of the things I would hear him say or things that he would tell me, and I'd say to him, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Life is too short, so we just got to keep on living. This song we didn't perform this song, but this song was special to me when I heard it. So I told Jack that I'd like to do this one. I don't know if Jack and them had heard it before, but it's really a deep song. In This House. knew. This is the house that was built